personally, this is for, especially for young mothers that are in here, we have to make sure we take time out with our babies and teach them our history. And, feed them the greatness of who we are so they can grow and be self-assured and have self-knowledge and have confidence to function in this world. Okay? So that is very, very important. And we are so proud of you, Kamara. You did an excellent job. Now, Kamara, round of applause, please. Okay, Kwanzaa. Well, I was told, I studied. How about that? I studied a little bit about Kwanzaa, and I'm still studying. Kwanzaa in the motherland was celebrated. Not necessarily called Kwanzaa, though. It was a celebration of the first fruit, the fruit of your labor. And our people throughout the motherland would come together at different times. Some of them would do a 40-day celebration. Some of them would do 7 days, so on and so forth. But really, they would come together with family and friends to celebrate not only the fruit of their labor from the work that they put in cropping and what have you, but they come to celebrate the fruit of their labor and what they established with business, family, and everything. So they come together for celebration, eat and enjoy the family, and speak about the principles and all of that. Now, it was reestablished by Malana Karenga in the 60s. Is it 1966? 1966. It was reestablished. And he thought that it was very necessary that we reconnect to our tradition, being the fact that we were not. But just to give you a heads up, it's something, these principles should be applied to your life so you can become better as a people. Now, we talked about the principles. We talked about it 7 days. We didn't talk about how, even though it's the day after Christmas, it doesn't mean that it's an alternative or a Black Christmas. Now, one reason that Malana Karenga put it after Christmas is because this is a perfect time where the government basically have allowed the schools and everybody to have vacation, right? And in all honesty, really not going to, if we wanted to, until we live fully Kuji Chakalia, self-determination, we wouldn't be able to take off work and have our babies out of school to set some time for our holidays. So we have to survive the best we know how, in which I say the belly of the beast, being here in America and the way things are here in America.
You spit that nonsense. I spit about that freedom. You spit about that bondage. And some get mad at the spit that I'm spitting. Fools say I'm whack because they can't comprehend my diction. Well, look, get a dictionary, shut up and listen, and you will see I'm hotter than the sun, heating the stove in the kitchen. Boom. Is that hot? Very. My rhymes, they vary, and it's scary because I was referencing the making of the rhyming dictionary. Also, the king of metaphors and analogies, and my strategies give lightness to the darkness of your fallacies. So stop, think for a second. Do you really want to battle me and step to this master with a slave's mentality? It will be a tragedy. Mentality can't fathom me. I'm the king of these rhymes. You should call me your majesty. I'm riding like a cavity, pull you down like gravity. You thought my flow was funny, huh? I try to laugh at you. Take it from a prophet to a peasant, man. Watch how you treat us. And don't mistake or take our kindness for weakness. But when you do that, you will have to beat us. And I'm 100% sure that you cannot defeat us. Thank you. Next one is an excerpt from our song Intelligent, and it's pretty much like we're just schooling through the whole song. That's like one of my favorite songs on the album. But in any case, here's this. Don't even waste your inquiry. You already know who spit the hardest. My mind gives birth to everything like triple darkness. But let's be honest, you will falsely hit a goat to be entertained, but we hurl truth and falsehoods until we knock out its brains. The law of attraction says the reaction of your fatalistic thoughts produces a fatal attraction. And we stop it from happening. Whenever we rapping, killing the very thoughts of rebelliousness like pants that are sagging. Whack rappers are challengers that I've often fought. Y'all are babies in the brain. I give you food for thought. You can't beat me, bro. Science says it's quite impossible physically. I'm a couple steps ahead of you. It's the law of relativity. And everybody raps like you, so right about now I'm used to you. I'm gonna make my words hurt like sticks and stones used to do. And finally, MC, you are opposing me, the electricity, the energy. You are matter and composition. Square yourself to equal me. And finally, MC, you are opposing me, the electricity, the energy. You are matter and composition. Square yourself to equal me.
Because that's lyrics, that's MCing, that's hip hop, you know. And for our elders today, I just want to highlight. See, we out here doing it right, you know. Yes. It's just that they don't show us on the TV screen. You know, they try to stay away from us on the TV, but we out here, we're treating, you know, the mic right and representing and feeding off positivity. With that being said, I'd like to bring up Mickey, because we're going to back it up with some more. Okay? Y'all ready for Mickey?
Yeah.
Right here.
One more time for Gerard. Did I tell you? Y'all thought I was playing there. Keep your eyes open. If you ain't his friend on Facebook, get on there. Type in that. Make sure you let them know about you. I love it. It's food for the mind. It's food for the heart. Because we're now bringing up a generation that thinks rap music. And I'm not dissing any rapper, any mainstream, anybody. But there are certain things out there that aren't quite beneficial for our children to listen to. Am I right or wrong? Okay. So if I want to let my kid listen to it, that means I got to replace it with something else. Right? Because our kids don't listen to something. We got to replace it with something else. Why not? Why shouldn't I have Jerron's CD playing for my son? I don't have to edit the lyrics. I don't have to watch what he's saying. I can let my child listen to it and know that my child will grow from it. That's positive progress right there. All right. So I just wanted to hype that young man up again because he's moving forward in the right direction, and I believe any child that looks after him will be also headed in the right direction. Thank you. Thank you. One more time for me. The excerpt that I'll present today is off the upcoming mixtape I've entitled Standalone Volume 2, The Education. I have 2 CDs out right now. One is called The Dictation, one is called The Interpretation, and the next one is called The Education. Okay? Seated on this gold throne, but y'all see a wicker chair. Scepter in my right hand, but y'all say a rifle there. Spear in my left hand, I'm prepared to take it there. Force fed us deceit, so tell me who is playing fair. Black beret tilted, I'm telling you this ain't a game. Better men of blacks, watch, I bet you they say we a gang. Empowerment, encouragement, we focusing on making change. And we don't hate others, we just love black everything. Rep it till the earth burn. Put me in a black urn. Soldiers putting in work, getting dirty like an earthworm. Teach them when I reach them, or I preach them. Yo, you got to learn. Looking for a leader, get in line. Now it's your turn. Stop looking for handouts. Let's teach them how to hand up. Procrastinators laying down, tell the youth to stand up. But you know what? If they don't though, show them out the back door. Tell them 1 sick soldier never stops the whole show. They say I'm getting militant. I say this for who's feeling it. They told me that they will kill commanders if we represent. Nobody want to see us rise. Taught us how to hate ourselves. Labeled us degenerates and quick to pack us in a cell. But we can't blame it all on them, even though the past affects the now. I'm talking to my people with the question, what we gonna do now? See, we afforded knowledge and the money and the power, but don't even own the liquor stores we frequent on the hour. Say it's bad where we at, a lot of trash where we at. Rent a crib, but we keep a clean lap where we at. 24s on that Chevy with that bang in the back. Repeat the cycle when we raise our little mans around that. See, I'm talking about your son, ma. I'm talking about your brother, sis. Females ain't exempt. Y'all fall in love with that brother stuff. Let him get you no protection. Females ain't exempt. Y'all fall in love with that brother stuff. Let that boy hit it raw. Knew him for like 7 weeks. Now when you see him in his car, he don't even try to speak. You just chalk it up and holler on to the next one. Mr. Excuse me, but Mr. Period, now you betting on the next one. hoping he the best one, or at least he as dumb to not say that that baby don't look like him when it do come. Corrupted from a fetus, they try hard to delete us, and we embody every image that the enemy can feed us. So them rights that they read us ain't right when they read us, so they pay a couple Sambos to write when they need us. Now we right where they need us, act right or they beat us, to the point that we hate our own skin when we see us. But we love how they greet us as they own when they see us. We condone, carry on, though they wrong how they treat us. On the news showing fools and our image, that's egregious. See, we done took a lot of stripes and here we wear them like Adidas. Because we turning into fools at the beckoning of preachers. Feel complete when we bow down to their God who? Won't say it.
Okay.
Oh, y'all was with me until that line.
I heard you.
This Yeshua could get me killed by my own kind. Word to my bone spine. Back straight, strong mind. But I don't give in to that pressure. Y'all can keep the compromise. Offer up solutions is the focus when I write a rhyme. The situation's different where you living, read between the lines. Whether you blue collar grind or hit the block to move a dime. I just say do what you do and stack it for a harder time. I'm here to liberate your mind. Call me Mickey 3 stacks. Take that knowledge, break it down, build it up and give it back. With it if you feel it, stand and make a joyful noise. You've outcasted, meaning now you have a voice. This my call, so I try to reach abroad with these bars. Penitentiary confined, hit my words through them bars. Every youngin' ride heaven, play these words and they call. And every soldier KIA, just fighting for us through the stars. And I'm gone. Thank you.
Wow.
I do one more, I take my seat.
Hey.
This one's just a free poem. I did it last year, but for the new here today, I would hope that you would receive it just as well. I am the prayers, dreams, hopes of a slave. Still I rise high. Could a fella from the inner city make a way out? Had to dig a tunnel. We've been looking for a way out. Excuse me. I am the prayers, dreams, hopes of a slave. Still I rise high. Could a fella from the inner city make a way out? Had to dig a tunnel, we've been looking for a way now. I'm telling you, we've been looking for a way now. Nevertheless, progress can never be hindered. Though I forgot the line that entered, I will now freestyle off what's remembered. Because the show never stops.
Good job.
No, the crafts always keep working. See the creator put into my soul for this very moment for those who are hurting. You would never believe this is freestyle, but so hopefully someone's recording this, because after this I'll ask you for it and the rest will get it. Off of this time, once again, no pen, no pad, but the ink remembers men. Facial expressions, colors, black and white, Caucasian features. See, we are one as a people, but from the black we came to be equal. Never remember, but learning about the future can bring us back to the past. You might have to rewind that and play it back to make it last. See, I often miss many, because sometimes I feel too inclined that when I dumb myself down, I can depict things through these rhymes. You see, it comes off of the mind, because what's in the heart shall speak first. I thank God for they ink putting on the Kwanzaa event. So first, everything that I say is in dedication to those that came before me, from those that hung from trees, the slaves that dripped blood. It was glory to allow me to be here today, speaking to you the truth that would be into me, because I understand this is what we pass on to the youth.
All right.
You see, if I chose to let my pants sag and smoke weed and drink, then the little ones would think that's the way to go, right? That's what they would think. Maybe y'all don't follow me. Maybe y'all don't believe that times are the same. Even though they changed where I come from, it's the same for this black man. See, we are responsible for an oncoming generation. We are responsible to lead them in. And just as how I forgot the original words that I wrote down, you can too adjust yourself to raise up better black men.
Damn. Whoa.
Who got that okay? Again, my name is Mickey Wallace. Please find me on Facebook, also on Twitter. I'm at Mickey Wallace 13. Next up, my sister in the struggle. My sister, I've known Naeem, wow, well over 10 years now? Well over 10 years now. And we met each other on very interesting points on our journey. And the Creator saw fit to bring us back together on a common accord. And I'm very thankful to Ma'at for that. So now that she's continued to walk in her walk, she's become a dynamic force in her community, and in her home, more so than her community, in her home, because she starts at home. She seeks to raise up a generation of conscious youth, because she knows that, just like us and our elders, our time is moving out of the way. We have to train up a generation. So without further ado, I give to you the profound, Nate.
Okay, I usually don't really do much of my music or hip-hop here in Muskegon. But I'm going to share a little bit with y'all. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right? Okay. So I'll start off by introducing myself in a rhyme. If you ain't heard yet about Name Inc., let me give you a taste of my lyrical cane, fresh to serve raw. Laced on top of this mic, memory stain, flow noticeable, content from white ball. Shaping these words with the flap of my tongue since I was 1-1 and close to being done. Matter of fact, I'm wiping my soul out, taking a stretch, having a morning yawn at the black of the sun. Ain't gotta check my mic cause it's always on. For one, I bring the power as soon as getting it right. Two, I got to connect to divine intelligence, following the truth my ancestors left behind us. Speak truth in revolution, I'm moving towards solutions. Illusions got no power to overshadow my record. Sending vibrations of peace and love to my people. I know who we be, San Coco won't let me forget it. Look, I built this up through hip-hop. Educate through hip-hop. Look, I inform through hip-hop. I motivate through hip-hop. Yep. I show love through hip-hop. And I speak truth through hip-hop. That's me.
Yeah.
But I do.
Yeah.
You know. I wrote a song especially for black women. And what inspired, I'm going to just wrap a little piece of it. What inspired this song is because how the media treat us and how we are depicted on the media, you know, as being, you know, you all know, the slutty ones or whatever. We're depicted in the wrong, inaccurate way. And so I thought it was needed to have like an anthem for black women to be proud to be who we are naturally, to be who we are, just who we are, to be proud of it, and don't try to mimic any other type of ethnicity or culture, just to embrace our own. Okay? So this is it's called I'm Fly. And in this song, we need to make the point. I'm talking about all the some of the African queens I'm mentioning in this song. I mentioned some of the ancient Kemet, Greece called Egypt, the goddesses, the ancient Kemet. Okay. I am fly like Amina, using my brilliance to organize for the people. Fly like Nzinga. Got my mic, that's the bow, or words, it's the arrow. Like Ya Asante, I speak up, ain't never scared, yo. Fly. Eyes open up like sunroof. Let my light shine right through. Put your melanin on high. Beautiful, influential like Queen Top. As society's beauty standards, I don't comply. Powerful, am I? It's not a question, but a fact. Said it like Yoda's, cause I can do that. Call me Queen Conceptual, cause I'm running it. Not a leaf shall fall upon this planet without acknowledging me. Hey, beauty, black queen. Head wrapping, dread draping, throat picking, natural, lead, appealing. Known for my strength to carry on, keep the balance, teach my seed, and for my kings, I love strong. I am fly like Amina, fly like Nzinga, fly like Ya Asante Wa. I'm a queen, nurturing my regime, got my light and keep it green for the weak, sowing seeds. Check my karma, I am fly like Offset, fly like my aunt. Fly like grandmother nut, I'm a goddess, got divine wisdom, knowledge, all knowing, call me prophet, truth bringer. Check my intuition. So that's a piece from a song that I made for us. Now I'm doing one short one, and it has to relate to Kwanzaa. So it's a quick little short one. I mentioned Kwanzaa, but I wrote this because of what we see out in the streets and just the daily life that we live and how it affects us. So here's one last one. Our situation is unique, so my duties aren't exclusive. Study history so I can diligently pack the right weapons, properly strap my boots up, motivate the people to fight back and get free, flipping the melodies. Educate the youth cause the young inherit the revolution. UEP. Every day is practice the principles of Kwanzaa. I'm staying creative, remain active on the streets. Most of the youth don't know what red, black, and green mean. The schools intentionally taint our history. We gotta stop letting them educate our babies. At the dinner table, talk about Garvey. Look, sugar do damage, no diluting, don't make it sweeter. The truth must be consumed naturally. I've been touched by the spirit of ancestors. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman specifically. Thank y'all so much. I don't know why I'm acting shy in Muskegon. Because I usually don't, do the music thing here, but we have two young poets that's going to come up. They're going to do two short poems, one each. And really, I really want you all to give them a strong welcome because we Okay, this poem is called Who We Are. I am black, and I will never resent that. Your comments are like dust, clothes in the wind, then what? Our skin is too tough to let you get under us. Watch us as we blossom like flowers from the crack in the ground, and then become beautiful roses that we have grown to be. We are beautiful, our work is phenomenal, and we will continue to disappoint those who think otherwise. We are loved by many, hated by most, but we still stand tall. That's who we are.
One more time, Mr. People, please. Next up, we have a short poem by Brother Omar. Come to the stage, please. Just project.
Being black, not accustomed to the culture of the South or the low country sun's heat causes sweat to run from your head to the soil, leaving a puddle that is a constant reminder of African queens that sweat. Sweat as she bends over with her creation on her back, strong as her arms work the rice fields from sunrise to sunset. This is the heat of the sun that Southern people bear every single day. So a boy from the north travels from the chill winds of the northern states to the southern states of the golden suns and sun and heat waves. Like the second wave of the Great Migration, he flees without a valid reason as to why he left his old life other than the fact that he was running in search for a dream. The boy must have lost himself over and over, running from the things that scarred him, leaving wounds so deep that red trails fell to the ground. Every step he took, leaving trails every step he took until he could step no more. He stood hollow inside and exhausted from the journey. So much pain and ambiguous feelings harbored in the center of his chest, but he could not and had not addressed the source of his problems because the emotional aspect of him wasn't the source's focus. And he couldn't understand why he was ignored when the source was his creator, his beginning. When he first opened his eyes to the light of the world, and his end when he seemed hurt the most. So he bottled up the loneliness. He bottled up the loneliness and attended one of the best historically black colleges ever made. There was his life at his prime. He thought to himself as he stood gazing at the campus of the university, and his archaic presentation was the only motivation that he had to have pride in brick buildings. Each and every brick with his old age, chipped and scratched, represented the knowledge and wisdom shared for decades in each building. Each and every brick building in his old age represented the university's pride in its institution, an institution that housed students with a southern style and smile. They said a vibe that was Afrocentric meets Vogue fashion magazine that consisted of designer-name sweaters and Marcus Garvey t-shirts in the blazing heat, all in the name of fashion. Every single day, students sat in the class and they were understood without having to explain themselves or the reasons finances don't flow in the pockets of those who belong to the misrepresented and underprivileged, because your professor is your people's. So the students were relieved that compensations in respect to the lessons were arranged every day in the classroom, because we all broke and we didn't have any money to buy the required textbooks for the class. The university was great and new to the eyes of the boys who looked away from the north where his demons lies, but escape wasn't enough. Even if he was free as he pleased to express himself, the very first day of college eventually turned into a month of uncertainty, and a month turned into an entire semester. Frustrated in the first day, he realized he was running from himself to a freedom land with no promises but his own hands, and no hands to heal him but his own. He reached out for help in this black and white film entitled Hating Myself, Hating What I Face to Realize, because being unprepared and pretending to be subject only to question the value of life was easier. Defeated by the obstacles of life until he realized that change starts with desire to be persistent. And blessings are given every single day if you can learn to appreciate the little things in life. Flaws don't fail him as much now, so he walks and he talks a bit older and with wisdom. And as he grows, he loves himself and his institution of higher education, where black professionals are the example and genuine and passionate. They teach about finding X, Y, and Z the reciprocal to the third power times 3. Society and its pollution. Who's the fault? The brain behind Martin Luther King Jr.'s success wasn't King at all. He loves his university because it's historically black college university.
Factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated.
Wow.
Just reiterate what Vicky was saying.
I just want to make sure nobody missed that. If a race has no history, one more time. If it has no history,
Okay, say, if a race has no history, if it has no worthwhile tradition, it becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated.
that should make your soul hurt. Because if we don't know our past, we're given one. And it's not always favorable. And that one we're given can be detrimental to our own health. I don't want to preach a sermon, but I'm just saying that we have to show the world our richness, because the world obviously is determined to give us a negative one. Our kids right here think most of their past probably is hip-hop, a negative form of it. That's us. Y'all don't believe me? Okay, fine. Keep living, keep listening. But that's what's going on right now.
Please give him a strong welcome. So, give him a strong welcome. That's good. Okay.
But I want to thank everybody for coming out to hear me speak and having me here. And I got to give a big thanks to Sister Betty, the chairperson and national representative in Muskegon of the National Black Club. Y'all can hear me good, right?
Yep.
Alright, I want y'all to do something for me, okay? I want y'all to close your eyes and tell me what comes to mind. I'm going to give y'all a couple of things, and I want y'all to tell me what comes to mind, okay? Alright, I got to close your eyes now. I see your eyes open. Alright, I'm going to let y'all know when I'm done, then y'all can tell me what y'all see.
Okay.
Chicken head, baby mama, weave, sassy, nasty attitude, tight, loud, give me something else here, nappy head. I don't want to say the other word, I'm going to say a garden tool. Female dog. Alright, open your eyes. Who's was I describing?
Black woman.
Black woman? Okay, let's do this one more time. Close your eyes. Jail. Baby daddy. Smoke weed. Play PlayStation all day. Unemployed. Roll dice. Basketball. Nappy hair. Open your eyes. Who did I describe?
That's what your minds think. That's what your minds are seeing. Stop seeing that.
All right, hold up, bro. I got you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now, but think about it though. If this is the vision we have of ourselves, how can we move our children forward to see something better if that's how we see ourselves?
Stay there.
Think about that. Just think about that.
You know, and just not to ignore what happened. That's the passion from a black man that don't view himself like that.
Yeah.
But the world views him like that. So he has the right to feel that anger, that hurt, that pain. And so he expressed it. This is the time for us to really get real, okay?
Yeah.